Monday is fast approaching. Aw, yeah. And I have a feeling that tomorrow is going to be a super awesome day. Yeah. Play your cards right. I'm not really making a drink tonight. I'm just grabbing a drink for later on. I'll have one to review for YouTube, and then I'll drink one for later, It's how it goes. But I found a cheap beer-like drink that's only like $1.50 a can, and it tastes delicious. That's just smart liquor shopping. Anytime I go to the liquor store, what can I get that tastes good for the least amount of money? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll splurge occasionally when I'm at the liquor store, but, if I can do smart liquor shopping, then I can do smart liquor shopping. You know what I'm saying? And if I find something that's good and affordable, I'm like, yo, hold on a second. Hold on a second. There's my computer mouse needs to be cleaned off. That's kind of grody. Hold on a second. And you can apply that method to anything in life. Really. If you smart shoply or shop smartly, yeah, I don't know why the fuck I said what, but yeah, if you smart shoply, then freaking yeah, dude. Smart shopping definitely is the way to go. And there we go. That looks 1,000 times better. Not as dingy. I get pipe ash all over my hands. I'll be smoking a pipe while I'm on the computer, and then I go to reach the computer mouse, and then boom. That's all it takes. Oops. And you don't need a whole lot of cleaning spray to clean off your keyboard, because you don't want your keyboard getting wet. I mean, you're always going to have there you go. Yeah, dude. Hold on a second. I mean, you apply that to anything in life, not just going to the liquor store, but in your shopping endeavors in general, and you'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to be able to get my keyboard perfectly clean? Not really. It's still going to be, you know, if you're a smoker, and it's just that's just how it happens, you know. But that looks 1,000 times better. That doesn't look so dingy. Yeah. Oh, cleaning on Facebook Live, that's really entertaining shit. No, but there we go. That looks a lot better. Yeah. Can't really complain. My day's been going pretty good so far. There we go. That looks a lot better. It doesn't look so. It could be perfect, but that's a lot better. At least it's not so. What's happening tomorrow? You said you had a good feeling about Monday. I don't know. I just got a good feeling about Monday. One second. I had Teespring start a payout. So I'm hoping that money showed up into my account. Check my PayPal. Seriously? Okay, so why is Teespring dinking me around? I made $26 off selling 3 t-shirts, and Teespring is not giving me my money. Ooh. Not cool, Teespring. You requested a payout via PayPal for $28.71. Yeah, I did. It's got record of it. So why is it not being sent to me? That was on 9/7/18. So it's been 2 days. I check my Gmail real quick. Oh, this is some bullshit, man. Great. I don't know why Teespring's not giving me my bloody payout. Yeah. It is what it is. this keyboard again with some more cleaner. Usually when I start a payout, Teespring, sends me a bloody payout, and then they give me the money, and they'll even send me a confirmation email. So what gives? I find myself asking that question a lot lately. Facebook, what gives? Like, what's the big idea here? This kind of thing does have to be done every so often. Otherwise, yeah, people come over to hang out at your house or whatever, and your keyboard looks disgusting, and it's just, ew, dude. There we go. That is a clean keyboard, ladies and gentlemen. It's not perfect. I mean, it's like a little bit right there, but that's 1,000 times better than what it was. And you don't want to use a whole lot of cleaning chemical either, just a little bit. Very tiny, teeny, tiny amount. And the reason being is because this is an electronic device, and you don't want it getting wet. Then you have to dry your keyboard out and all this other shit. Yeah. It'll make your space look a lot more professional if you have a computer area that you do stuff at, and you got a female coming over, maybe. You never know what life may have in store. You know what I'm saying? It never hurts to be prepared. Hold on a second. I'm migrating some things out of the way to clean off my desk space. All that change I'm taking with me, I might as well just stick it in my pocket. Thankfully, the desk here isn't that filthy. It's actually quite clean. Not as bad as the keyboard, but nobody likes cleaning, but it needs to be done. That's just a fact of life. Because what happens when you leave a mess unattended? Eventually it builds up and it gets messier and messier and messier and messier and messier and messier. And messier and messier, and then eventually it gets so messy that by the time you do get to cleaning it, you'll be sitting there thinking, maybe I should have done this sooner. And what I'm saying, the sooner you clean it up, the easier it is to clean up. That's what I'm saying. There we are. There's that little section right there. Gonna move it this way. Now, hold on a second. All right, so there's the section behind the computer. That looks, yeah, it's starting to look 1,000 times better. Now, fellas, take note. Chicks dig guys who clean, who can keep their space clean. It shouldn't have to be a chore to ask you out to take out the fucking garbage. I hate being that real with it, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And how quickly do you think she'll get annoyed by that? I'm being dead serious here, fellas. I'm being 100% for reals right now. Fellas, I couldn't be any more real than if I wanted to be. When you're in a relationship with a woman, it's half and half. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect her to do more, and just like she doesn't expect you to do more, even though you try to do more because you're the man in the relationship, right? Don't expect her to do more for the relationship. Always do more for your girlfriend. And why is that? So that way when she brags to her friends, oh, you're not going to believe what he did for me. Chicks love that shit. Chicks love being able to brag to their female friends about how awesome their boyfriend is. And believe me, if you're that guy that your girlfriend's bragging about, like, trust me, you know what you're doing by that point. At least I would hope you know what you're doing by that point. Oh, look at that. That just made my workspace on the computer look 1,000 times better. Very, very nice. Very nice. There we go. Do a little bit of feng shui around here. And there's a couple of things I'll keep up here by my computer, like clippers for my nails, my guitar pick, my apartment keys, that sort of thing. Now, people walk into your apartment, the first thing they see is, okay, your computer area is not covered in grime and gunk. And even when it's just a little surface like your computer area, you'd be amazed at what a big difference it makes when you wipe it up. Put my ashtray over here. Pipe cleaners. Couple of coupons. Camel Snooze. Let's see, Camel Snooze marble coupon. There we are. And then there's this little section right here that needs to be wiped up next to it. And then, yeah, it'll be looking much, much better. Now, when you make an effort to make your place a little bit cleaner, and people who barely know you walk in and they see that you're at least trying to keep it clean, you know, it sets a very professional image about you. People might look at you and be like, well, who's this goth thug, right? But then they see how clean your place is and they're like, oh, well, okay, all right. He's at least trying. Wow. Yeah, the clay bowl that I made in art class makes for an excellent ashtray. And put the spittoon right there. There we go. Pipe cleaners right there. Let's see, found some matches. I'll put those in my drawer. With all my other spare matches. Put this stuff up. And there we go. Well, no duh, that's why I took a shower. You know what I'm saying? But there we go. My computer space looks 1,000 times better. The keyboard looks nice and clean. I like it. Well, if you don't intentionally try to do more for the relationship, but you're there for at least as a supportive, you know what I'm saying? But if you're there to support your significant other halves, you know what I'm saying? Stuff, and they miss things like your birthday, but you're there to support them. That just shows you're the better half of that relationship. And this is just a hypothetical, but I'm just saying. Having a long distance relationship can put a strain on people. You have to travel a long ways, you know. Well, I would vacuum before my inspection, but my vacuum is broken, so I have a little push broom and dustpan that I can use to clean up my floor. Which it does suck that my vacuum's broke, but grand scheme of things, it could be worse. Yeah. I mean, when I say I literally have let's see. Hey, Facebook. Here's my vacuum right here. Shit. Ugh. Remember when I said life likes to piss on people? Yeah, my vacuum broke. So now if I want a clean carpet, I gotta sweep it up by hand. And yes, it takes longer to clean my hand like this. You can't just get a vacuum cleaner and done. I might want to consider getting like a small shop vac for my apartment, because every time I've gotten a vacuum cleaner like the one you see in the background, eventually they always break on me. The motor burns out, and I'm not gonna lie, it sucks. Because when I want to clean my space, I can do it, but then I gotta do it like this, and getting on my hands and knees and sitting down so I can take this push broom in my hand here and sweep it up. Which, silver lining, at least I'll have a clean floor, but holy Toledo, Batman. Get in there. So even though I don't have a vacuum cleaner, I found a way to make it work. At least for now. It's not ideally permanent. I mean, I'd much rather use this to clean up the sawdust off my workbench. But that's okay, because it can be used to clean up the carpet. And vacuums are rather expensive, so you can't just, they're hard to replace if you ain't got the money. And then they make the vacuums that break super quickly. So after like maybe 4 or 5 months of vacuuming your shit, it breaks. Then you go, well, can you replace it? And then the part they have for it is a bitch and a half to replace. It's super easy to break. So then when they go, well, see, we'd like to repair your vacuum cleaner, but see, the part that's in here is kind of hard to replace, and you're better off just buying a new vacuum cleaner. And it's like that with a lot of things anymore. It just seems. People don't realize, but a lot of companies will make their products semi-shitty on purpose, so that when it breaks, you have to replace it. Now think about it. You see, my basic example of this, iPhone headphones. They're constantly getting tied in knots. They're constantly losing sound quality. Right? Like headphones, most people don't have the best luck with headphones. And I think maybe it's just me. Most of it maybe is not you. You'd be surprised to find a lot of it is because if they made their product decent, then they wouldn't make as much money. So it's a very old marketing scheme, but it works based off of the principle of make it semi-cheap so that when it breaks, they have to replace it, which then makes people who make those things even more money because people are going, man, that's like the 5th pair of headphones within like 2 months. What the hell? And then you're sitting there going, why am I buying these if they break so easily? Because they're cheap and it's the only headphone that fits your phone the best, I guess. I don't know. And then they make those headphones on the new iPhones that are they changed the jack on the new iPhones so that only a specific headphone can be used for iPhones. You can get an adapter for your phone and all that sort of thing. But, oof, dude, that's, yeah. Well, think about this, like big lighters. They don't last forever. Eventually they run out of fluid, which that's more reasonable. That I can understand. Because you can't make an infinite supply of fuel for your lighter. It's kind of hard. Eventually it's going to lose its charge or lose its fluid, so I get that. But that's basic compared to cars and everything else. And they say they make cars super easy to bend because they want to protect your safety. Right. But what they don't tell you is they do it so it's a bitch and a half to replace at the mechanic shop, so that when you get your car out of the mechanic shop, it ends up being 4 times more expensive than it would be if it was an older car. You're sitting there going, what in the hell? Think about geo-trackers, man. Those things, because they're foreign, parts are a bitch and a half, man. And when parts end up costing more than a brand new paint job, I'd be sitting there going, the fuck? Excuse me? I'd be like going, like, nah, dude, when car parts become more expensive than a basic paint job on your car, That's when I'm like, dude, get a different car. Like, there is no reason a part on your car. Yeah, granted, geo trackers are good on gas, but at the same time, there's no reason, unless the car is super old and it's an antique, then okay, I get that. More expensive than the paint job, yeah, I get that. But if the car is moderately new and the parts are costing more than the paint job, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's enough sweeping for now. I don't want my YouTube fans getting bored watching me clean my space. I mean, it's not very entertaining. If I didn't care about my space, then I wouldn't sweep it by hand. That's all I'm getting at. Well, the thing of it is, I wasn't dusting the carpet. I was picking it up with the broom. That dust brush bristles are thick enough that it literally picks up my carpet. There's a noticeable difference after I sweep. You know. I'll definitely pay to replace the carpet when I move into my dream house. You already know. But whoa. I just had my lighter in my hands. Oh, it's right over there. Okay. Had a derp moment. Major derp moments. I'm sitting here going, you know what? This back. Over here. If you're offended by cussing, it's like stop letting cussing offend you. There are bigger problems in our society. There are people in Flint, Michigan with unclean drinking water, and my point exactly. Hmm. Hmm. So guess what I'm doing? I'm fixing my chair because I'm sick and tired of that arm dangling off the side. It looks ridiculous. And every time I've tried to use super glue to fix it, it ends up being a complete and total effing disaster. So I'm like, forget this, man. I know what I'm doing. Take some old wires, some old cords, some old charging cables, and it's probably gonna make it a little bit weird to sit in it, but at least the arm won't be dangling off the side. You take like these old charging cords and not the most efficient way to fix a chair, but it's better than nothing. You know, and even using these like they're charging cords to old cell phones and shit like that, you know. And by using a couple cords that I don't use anymore to create counterbalance and tension. Oh, shoot. Well, that was a good idea in theory until that happened. That's already a major improvement. It's not completely dangling off the side. Haha. Good. I might get a couple weird looks from people trying to fix my chair like this, but I don't care. I don't care because, quite frankly, hey, it works. There we go. Oh, this looks so cheesy. As long as it keeps. Okay, that looks a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of corny looking, but you know what? See how it. Hey, look at that. Look at that. It makes it suitable. Cool. Yeah. Okay, it looks kind of wonky until you sit in it, and then it's like, well, not the most ideal for fixing a chair, but it works. At least it looks a lot better than Oh, look, the chair's got the arm dangling 1/3 of the way off. Okay, yeah, this might be a bit cumbersome. The other thing I'd be worried about is like, it's going to sound stupid when I say it, but these pieces right here. There we go. Cut the ends off of those. There we go. There we go. Is it perfect? No. Look at that. I kind of fixed it. I mean, it looks redneck rigged from hell, but only when screws didn't work, I guess he just decided, oh yeah, I want to use cables to tie the arm back to the chair. I'll get rid of those things down here on the wire, the little cable ends, so that when you sit on it, it's not poking you. One, I don't have a phone, and two, these aren't hooked up to anything. It's just wires that are used to hold the arm to the side of the chair. Kind of fixed it, and then kind of didn't. I mean, it's not not really what you'd call the most convenient of fixes, but it's better than nothing. If it works, it works. I mean, shit. Let's admire this redneckified computer chair. I'm surprised I didn't use duct tape, I swear. I could have too, just be like, get a bunch of duct tape and tape it up so it's like this. And be like, welcome to the, yeah, no. You can get some like camo duct tape. And like, just tape the arm to the side of the fucking chair, just like that, so it stays in place. So it's stiff like this. Yeah. Living without a phone, it's not too bad. It's actually a lot easier than people realize. You know, I used to have to rely on email or a Facebook call to get a hold of me. And I think I'll be on my next venture when I can. I'm gonna get me some, like a bunch of camel duct tape and try to fix this chair so that it's not wobbling all over the place. This chair sucks. It's broken beyond repair. Damn it. I don't want to throw it out just yet because I don't have nothing else to sit on. So it is what it is. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where in the fuck this where this back of this chair keeps coming undone. Because I'm sitting here going, hold on a second. Yeah. It's not going back too far. Okay, so where is... Oh, it could be why it's doing that. That could be why it's doing that, because the screws back here are loose. Those are these screws right here. Oh yeah, these screws are a little bit loose. Okay. Oh, God damn it. So this is where all the wood chips are coming from. Damn. I mean, I'm having to throw this bitch out YouTube and Facebook because, quite frankly, if it's making wood chips all over my freshly swept floor, then I'm not having it. I don't care if I have nothing to sit on or not. Of course, I say that until I have nothing to sit on, and it's like, fuck. Ah, damn it. Wow. Well, I'll hold on to it until I find something a little bit. I'm not worried about it right now. It'll happen when it happens. Let's see, I wouldn't want to sit on my guitar case and then just sit on it and break it. Yeah, I'll keep it until, I get something a little bit better. Right now, I'm not worried about it, at least. I got a video. Great. Just a video. I still got a share right now on Facebook, but bleh.